Hello, everybody. Welcome to the October 2022 edition of Folk You. This is a songwriter round robin and Pez dispensary that has been going on in the greater Chicagoland area for our 20 years. We're in the middle of our 20th anniversary all year long, celebrating being 20 years of Folking You. I am your host for these 20 years, Larry O'Dean. I am the one constant that has been here through some different iterations, different venues. For many years, we had a back line with a viola player, my friend Derek Walvord, and tried to coax him back a couple times, but that's another story. But he was kind of part of it for a number of years. But for the last 2+ years, we've migrated online, and it's been quite an experience to do that. Not all bad, but I do lament the in-person, but I try to get as much as I can from this, 2 hours every month. Anyway, I'm getting off the track here a little bit. So let me just explain briefly before I introduce. Well, let me introduce the fellows that are up here right now. It's double mics tonight. So in the middle here is Mike Pecucci, as his name betrays. Mike Foss. I'll be happy to go by that. And then to his right is Mike Felten. Mike, hello. These are both long-standing presences in the songwriting and the etc. Community here in Chicagoland. So I'm pleased to have them back tonight. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, isn't that hilarious? We had like a little double dose. Even I was. Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
All right. Hey, don't worry about it. I'm like right by my router and everything else. So, as long as you can hear me, that's all that matters. Although maybe it's a good thing if you can't hear me.
No,
all right. So anyway, let me just say briefly what Round Robin is, at least my version of it. So it's an opportunity for songwriters to get together to play original material that they've either written themselves or co-written, but in a more compact version. So in this case here, it's little mini sets. Everyone's going to have 3 passes, 2 songs for the first 2, and then 1 song at the end. So everybody gets a total of 5 songs. And like I said, there's different people do it different ways. And we have done it different ways in the 20 years of doing the show here. But that has more or less been how I have approached it. So I think that explains it. Did I leave anything out? Mike's, did I?
No, you're the professor, man. This lesson plan was perfect. Spot on.
Perfect. Yeah. All right.
Remember from last semester.
All right. So what I will do is let these 2 gentlemen take it easy for a few minutes. Mike P will be back shortly, and then Mike F shortly-ish, and we'll start the first round. Guys, thanks for being here, and we'll see you soon. Boom, boom. I am sure that they are thrilled to be off camera so they can kind of get it together. I don't know what's going on with this now. The signal is nice and strong now. If it should get wonky again, I'm going to go on faith that you can hear me, but maybe you can't see me. I mean, again, I have no idea why this thing is acting up on me. Yeah, do I have some highfalutin, state-of-the-art, digital setup here? No, not really, but I've got a pretty decent one. So I don't know what's going on with that. It's happened a couple times in the past. So thanks for being here again. I was mentioning to the mics that last month got canceled very last minute due to like a personal family emergency that I was having. I was not the personal emergency, but it was emergency centric, and just there was no way that the show could go on, and so I had to cancel it. And then this month we had another performer, and she will be here in February now, Lupe Martinez, who had something that came up last minute, and she had to cancel, or I prefer to call it postpone. And so I started thinking, wait a minute, is this the curse? Is something happening here? We've had this going pretty well for the last couple of years. And is somebody trying to tell me something? But Mike Pecucci stepped in at the last minute, and it's always great to hear Mike. And as I told him, I was planning to contact him about 2023 anyway, so we get a double dose of him, because I will still contact him about 2023. And Mike Felten is always a pleasure to listen to, and you're going to love these guys. If you don't know them, you're going to love them. So I'm going to get this started. In this tail end of I'm still calling it the pandemic. For me, the pandemic is still going on, although it's definitely gotten better. And one of the things for me personally that I this is going to sound dumb for someone that loves music like I do, but that I had forgotten I liked so much, was I started getting together with my band, the Injured Parties, and rehearsing again for a new album. And we had, when I decided that let's do this, and they were interested in doing it, I looked at the material that had accumulated, and I realized, we've got plenty of stuff. So I'm playing all stuff that's earmarked for that album that we'll be recording. I'm not sure when that's going to happen. We're still just getting the material up and running. And of course, I'm doing my versions of the songs, which have already changed, somewhat anyway with the band, because why, my take on any of this is, why would I walk in and, have like a perfectly produced demo and say, all right, now the drums go like this and the bass. No, that's no fun. So they've already improved on the song. So unfortunately, you have to hear my primitive versions of them. Or maybe not, unfortunately, maybe fortunately, if you like them here, wait till you hear what the band does with them. So I'm going to start with this song called My First Pandemic, which is totally appropriate to everything that's going on. I've been playing it a lot the last couple years, and it's definitely going to be on the album. So here we go. Seems appropriate. Hey there, I need some advice, something I have to ask. Considering the state we're in, do I have to wear a mask? It's my first pandemic, nothing to compare it to. It's my first pandemic, what the hell am I supposed to do? Should I hoard cans of beans, stack them into a wall? At least I can have some privacy until I eat them all. It's my first pandemic, nothing to compare it to. It's my first pandemic, what the hell am I supposed to do? When can I get back to doing all those things that I've done without ever thinking about it? I want to have my fun. Six feet of social distance seems like a lot to me. I miss hugging my neighbors, even if they don't wanna be. It's my first pandemic, nothing to compare it to. It's my first pandemic, what the hell am I supposed to do? It's my first pandemic, nothing to compare it to. It's my first pandemic, what the hell am I supposed to do? What the hell am I supposed to do? What the hell am I supposed to do? What the hell am I supposed to do, indeed? I'm parched already, so. And, you know, if we're lucky, we'll get a little sounds of Uptown here. I've got my window cracked after this, like, beginning of the week where we were, like, in the subtropics weirdly for a couple of days. And then now we've got, it's like 70 degrees or something. It's beautiful. And Uptown is quiet tonight. So this next song is called Pass. And, I mean, I think it's fairly straightforward. Hey, comment from Joy Young. Yes, I remember Joy is a fellow poet, the Chicago Poetry Center, works there as I do, and she's been tuning in when she can, and it's always a pleasure to hear from her. Yeah, I remember people hoarding bottles of water and toilet paper. Oh, those were the days. Yeah, for me, it was the cans of beans. I seem to remember early on noticing that there was no problem getting beans, and yet thinking this could be a problem in the toilet paper department. All right, well, what do you know? Thank you for that memory there, Joy. That took me down to a semi-dark place. So, but anyway, so this song's called Pass, and again, I think it's fairly straightforward. I haven't been playing it. I really, you know, I said that my band, The Injured Parties, is working up material for a new album, and our version of this is very different than the acoustic version, so I just kind of stopped playing it because I really love playing the electric version. But when we've been working it up for a recording, it kind of brought me back to it, and I'm like, oh, so it just seemed like, yeah, I got to play it tonight. And I haven't played it in a while, maybe not in the couple years that I've been doing these on-air versions, so it'll be a debut. So again, it's called Pass. I can do it, I can pass. They'll never know, they'll never guess. Let them whisper, let them talk. If I'm different, it's no one's fault. I can do it, I can pretend, putting on airs with the rest of them. When I get home, look in the glass, see somebody who can pass. Not afraid, it's not a question of fear. If I want to get out, I have to start right here. can do it again. Every day, for years on end. Done it before, no one has asked. Straight to my face, if I'm trying to pass. I can do it, I can pass.
Oh, geez. I was playing along.
Oh, wow. You brought the lead guitar action to the
Yeah, good thing it was muted. Just let's say that.
You had you heard that, Mike? Had you heard that song?
I think I heard that once before.
Yeah, it might have been, because it would have been a couple years, back in the live iteration. I might have sprung it once, maybe twice, and I just haven't been playing it because, like I said, I love what the band did with it. Almost, for what it's worth, I could be wrong about this, but it totally sounds like a New Order with the way that Jimmy, our bass player's got this like very Peter Hooky bass part.
Oh,
that he
Peter
does.
Hook New Order, not Ron Ashton New Order.
No. Pete Hook. And it totally has this great feel to it. So, but it's kind of nice to bring it out again, So
yeah, the pandemic one I know I didn't hear.
You hadn't heard that one. Okay, all right, okay, good. So I'm looking forward to hearing you as always. And once again, thank you so much for stepping in the 11th hour here.
Yeah, it's so hard to get me to want to perform, It really takes some talking to, you know what I mean?
Well, as much as I would say, this for you or anybody else, it's true that like almost any month it'd be like, hey, I could have everybody back, It's like it just would be, they would be the chaos show every time if that was the case. But
yeah, you could wake me up in the middle of the night and I could do this. So this will kind of be like that,
Yeah, well, that's kind of it's beautiful. Well, I expect nothing less of you than a somnambulant version here.
Lord knows.
So let let you get to it. I'll see you on the next pass. And again, thanks for being here.
Yeah. All right. First of all, these guys got backgrounds. They got all their stuff, and I look like I'm at some undisclosed location, But like, I was trying to put this up here. I'm reading this right now. Chevalier. I tried to put it up, but it kept falling down. Okay. Anyway. All right. Here we'll do the State of the Union first. This is a lot of good things about America, a lot of not so good things. But I would just caution anybody visiting here. Beware of guns and beware of that.
Okay, I'm sure Mike will be back. He's frozen. So, Mike, if you're taking a look at me there, you must know that you are frozen as well. I was just about ready to get stripped down to my underwear and run around the room 5 times. So it's just as well that I didn't. So let's see if I know Mike F is hanging and waiting in case we need to bring him in. But I think it could be the showing of the Chevalier book that Mike brought the Chevalier Gremlins out. I don't know if Chevalier had any kind of like fights with anybody, maybe his being that it's Halloween, which Mike Felten pointed out. All right, there he goes. I think he's gonna be signing back in. Well, hopefully. So I won't bring Mike F in there to bring my own self, to prevent me from mindlessly yammering, because I think Mike P will be back shortly. And then it would be insane. What can I say that, oh yeah, you know what? I think there's there it is. I'm blocking the little Chicago Poetry Center tote bag back there. Yeah, my big head is right in the way. Yeah, we're getting some comments. If only I could freeze Mike in real time. Well, Mike is a man of many mysteries. That is for sure. And at this moment, unless his laptop blew up, and this will become the Mike and Larry duo, he is trying to come back, and I'm trying to give him time to come back. But anyway, of course, it's coming in backward. It's showing up backwards. Both the mics have gone. So it is the solo Larry show. Well, listen, this is the last thing you want, and I'm certainly prepared to pull out some of the, my 10-minute Dylan-esque ballads, but nobody wants to hear that. So let's just see what's going to happen with these gentlemen here. You know what? I think that what they did is they conspired to put me into a difficult position here. All right, Mike F's coming back. Let me just double check and see. Hey, so Mike, I'm just letting you know. Did you kind of zoom out there too? You had a little
yeah, I think someone has a grudge with Maurice Chevalier.
Yeah, I know. That's what he gets for bringing Chevalier up, you know.
Yeah. Thank heaven for little girls.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, damn it. Well, let's give him another second here and see that. I'd like to see if we could preserve the order here, and hopefully he's not completely gone. Let me check the private chat in the meantime. Mike, you doing okay otherwise? Anything that you want to
I'm doing fine. Yeah, just I got my lighting, so it's just looks like an inspiration coming.
Yes, I like it. It's very angelic. Looks like his brother here is tuning in. I think that's what that rather cryptic message is. So, and I was just commending Mike on his powerful signal. Now, of course, he and I both had like the spazzing signal there for a second. So I'm assuming that that's what has happened for him. I tell you what, why don't Mike? Are you good to go? Are you mentally prepared? Why don't we switch it up, and then hopefully we'll get Mike P back, and when he does, he can sit down there and think about what he's done, and then we'll just switch the order. All right.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. And if we all should vanish, we'll all come back as soon as we can. All right. Here we go. All right. So thanks, Mike.
But anyway, I think I was supposed to do the last live folk you, and it snowed, and the roads were frozen, and I had bad tires, and we canceled. And since then, it's been remote. So, but we've been here a couple times. But during the remote, I finished an album, and basically we had to mix it online. Victor Saunders over here would mix it and play it back for me over the phone, and it sounded awful. And I was ready to find a different line of work, and then he would send me the files, and it sounded okay. And, so we finally got this album out. It's called Fast Mikey Blue Eyes. We're going to do a couple songs later from that, but we also, in preparing for this COVID disaster, we recorded some about 13 extra tracks that were going to be the next album, and I don't know if they're going to make it or not, but this is one of them, and it's called I'm Just a Working Man. I'm just a working man, kind you never see, not ready for no prime time, if it's something you need. It's 4 in the morning, people getting ready for work, singing good morning Jesus, hope they don't hurt. I got me a thrift store Bible, patches worn and underlined, following the guideposts, somebody else's life. And I ain't talking about the rain, I'm talking about the pain. I'm talking about New Year's Eve, waiting for the reprieve to bring on a brand new day. Well, I got myself married with a pair of pawn shop rings. One inscribed Lovely Ruby, the other red forever red. I'm just a working man, kind you never see. Not ready for no prime time, if it's something you need. So the old man smart, let it go at your cheek. Said that's okay, sonny. Now every now and then play Amazing Grace, 'cause he was just a working man, kind you never see. Not ready for no prime time, just there for something to do. Well, it's 4 in the morning, people getting ready for work, singing good morning Jesus, I hope that they don't hurt, 'cause I'm just a working man, kind you never see. Not ready for no prime time, if it's something you need. Wow, that was I'm Just a Working Man. We got these albums always change titles. We've been calling it Street Food for a while, but who knows what it's going to be. If we put it out like a normal CD or we put it out online, sometimes we just clear out the whatever they store them on, those little round discs they got in the computers. I forget what they are anymore, but anyway, it's out there somewhere, and we're gonna get it out in one way, shape, or form with these other songs. If they fit with some of the newer stuff, we'll see. We'll see. This one actually was this whole pandemic thing has allowed me to get back into the catalog, and I got 7 albums of stuff that I hadn't played in a while or just forgot about. This one was off my second album. Called Hockey Games in French. It's December and it's raining. Just don't get the south. Should be snowing sheets of wonder drifting by the house. Should be listening to the short waves for old boats in distress. For your gentle breathing, there's a hockey game in France. Belleville and Cornwall, Maurice Rocket Richard, Guy Flint, old Jacques Blanc, and Boom Boom, Jeffrey on. A face-off in the neutral zone. One time shot on net. Used to be no mystery, this hockey game in France. When there's unbroken silence over standing fields of pine, radiators play the salsa, Sub-Zero city nights. You call and I don't listen, we stumble and we guess, try to understand the best we can. This hockey game in France. Belleville and Cornwall, Maurice Rocket Richard, Guy Flint, old Jacques Blanc, and Boom Boom, Jeffrey on. A face-off in neutral zone. One time shot on net. Used to be no mystery, this hockey game in France. Well, we hold on to our summer till it's Christmas Day. Wrap our hearts in ribbons, give them all away. Say that God comes closer with every tear we shed. Whispering softly in my ear, a hockey game in French. Belleville and Cornwall, Maurice Rocket Richard, Guy Flint, old Jacques Blanc, and Boom Boom, Jeffrey on. Face off in the neutral zone. One time shot on net. Used to be no mystery, this hockey game in France. There's Mike.
Oh, hello.
All right. I get through.
The whole thing craps out as soon as I'm sorry. Thanks for covering that, man.
Where's Larry?
Where is
I'm
Larry?
here. I'm here,
Oh,
guys.
there he is.
Good. I'm here. I'm safe. I'm safe for now. All right.
Tap once if you're okay. Well, I don't know what the hell happened.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's working fine as soon as I start to play, and then I think I shut down my own internet access. Everyone's a critic, you know. T-Mobile decided, no, screw this guy. We don't want him online. So I'm back to the crappy phone. We're done with Larry's not commenting?
No,
It's
you're
just
good.
me now?
Yeah, you're okay.
All
I love
right.
this. I love this pop in and out thing we've got going here now. It's like
Very psychedelic. I should have took some acid tonight. You know what I mean? It's like this
I
all would have
think
made sense.
I think it would
This
help
all would have made
everything.
sense.
No, you're good. You're coming through clear. Mike sounded great. Mike F sounded great. Yes, it was so. I'm so thankful he was good to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
So that whole intro thing that didn't work, right? You didn't hear that?
no. So here you go. I'm gonna cede the screen to you. Bring it on. But don't bring on what you brought on before. Bring on something else. But bring it on.
It'll bring on something. I don't know. All right, man. I had my Chevalier book. The whole thing is in chaos now. So let's just get right to it. This is a song about America and beware of guns and Applebee's. All right. You'll be free in America. So much to see in America. Applebee's in America. Annie, get your gun. Annie, get your gun. Native land in America. Money grabbing America. Free blankets courtesy of America. I look like Cousin It. There we go. You're all right. Patty, get your gun. Patty LaPone. Patty, get your gun. Little boy, get your gun. Don't try to flee from America. You'll never be free of America. 'Cause everywhere is America. Sorry, Europe. So Annie, get your gun. Patty, get your gun. Little boy, get your gun. Little girl, get your gun. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. They'll be knocking at the door, you know, right? They're going to take me away for that, huh? So, hey, good to see y'all. Great to hear Larry. Great to hear Mike. My songs are shorter. You know, it gives them more time, you know, like leave it to the professionals, right? All right, here's one for the boomers. My parents, you know, they get divorced in the 70s, you know, like everybody's parents. And then, you know, we just ran free after that, you know. But, yeah, a little ode to that generation. Starts in G, sorry. Remember when you were humming like a live wire, and I lost you by the campfire. We were eaten by a monster. Oh, you were shaking like jelly. I couldn't get us out of his belly. I'll never get you home by 10. Wake up, little Susie, again. Shoo-wop, wop, ooh, shoo-wop, wop. Shoo-wop, wop, ooh, shoo-wop, wop. Made it through the 60s fine. Got divorced in 79. Had to throw it all under the bus. Oh, even though it didn't end great, honey, we set the template. They're still writing songs about us. They go shoo-wop, wop, ooh, shoo-wop, wop. Shoo-wop, wop, ooh, shoo-wop, wop. Oh, my darling, can't you see that you're the one that means so much to me? Yeah. Oh, you were shaking like jelly. I couldn't get us out of his belly. I'll never get you home by 10. Wake up, little Susie, again. Thank you. And both of those numbers are available on our band's new EP, Letterbomb, Death Grip on the Handle, at fine record stores now, or just ask me for one. All right.
You beat me to the question. I was going to say, is that because I remember that song from before. The first one, I'm not sure if I heard that one. No, I think I did. I've heard both of these.
Yeah, I think I played it last time.
Yeah.
I had to consult the score here, you know,
Yeah.
I'm like trying to get it together.
But you that went. I knew you had that new EP out, and I thought I remember looking at what was on it, but then I didn't know if those were included. So yeah.
Yeah, I think those are. Yeah, let me look here. Yeah, I think those are the only two. The rest of them. Sorry.
So the rest of them, you're going to totally blow our minds with. This is just like a pseudo blow.
Well, I'm gonna blow something. I don't know if it'll be a move.
If it's not the Wi-Fi, you're going to blow something.
Yeah, shit. No, I'm surprised the lights are still on.
Well, sounded good. Glad to have you back.
Cheers.
Yes. All right. Take it easy. We'll see you next time. And if anything wacky should happen again, you know, I'm going to get out my herbs and all my remedies and, you know, make the spirits.
I'm setting the building on fire if there's a problem after this.
Oh, well, we don't want that. All right. Hang tight, man. All right. Yes. You know, because my greatest fear is it becoming the Larry T solo performance. But more than that, I've just been dying to hear both of these guys, you know, as you can tell, if you've not been privy to their oeuvres before, superb songwriters, great interpreters, and probers of the human condition, which I'm going to try to continue to do myself here. Again, nothing super new, but new enough, all in the new pile, and that I don't have anything to, as Mike so deftly did there, to promote, because none of these have been recorded yet. So this is, and you know, it's again perfectly timed in some ways, because I just read something. You know, I'm a fairly wouldn't say savvy, but you know, how do I put this? hungry consumer of media. And so I read something again that vape use is going back up again. And, some facts and figures about that. And it's just like, I've never been a smoker myself. I dabbled. I remember being in high school and, thinking I'm going to smoke, going in with friends to like the gas station and asking them, what's the brand of cigarette that you sell the least of? And the guy was perplexed, and then he finally told me and I don't remember what the answer was, but it was a brand I had never heard of before. And so of course we had to buy that one. And then proceeded to smoke the pack of them. And that was not my sole experience with smoking, but it definitely was enough to put one off. But more approaching it from an existential standpoint, I guess, is what I'm getting at. But I've never been a smoker, but this whole vaping thing, just seems even more concerning to me. Maybe it is safer in some ways, not as awful, but not from what I've read. But and I just think the whole vape culture kind of fascinates / repulses me. And so this song is called Victor's Gonna Vape. And at one point when Sean Hannity was on Fox, there was someone, he was on a hot mic and he was vaping like crazy and making all kinds of, even more off color comments than the ones that go out on the air. I do remember playing this live a couple times, and I changed it to Sean's Gonna Vape, and I think I moved the lyrics around a little bit to accommodate it, but it's back to Victor now. It was Victor, and it's back to Victor, and I think I'm going to let him vape for you right now. So here we go. And again, all of these are going to be banded up, meaning played with the injured parties on our forthcoming third album. That boy with clouds in his mouth opens it up and junk comes pouring out. Can't see his face hidden behind the screen. A fruity formaldehyde and nicotine. Victor's gonna vape. There he goes, turning it on. There he blows. It's not peer pressure that makes him pop, and he only vapes until he's vaped enough. It's a delicious buzz, it's a sublime high. Smoke rising up like cherubs to the sky. Victor's gonna vape, he can't stop. Hit after hit till he drops. Back in Shenyang in 2003, a Chinese pharmacist made a discovery. All that e-liquid has flooded the globe. We're surfing a tsunami of particulate smoke. Victor's gonna vape. There he goes, turning it on. There he blows. Victor's gonna vape. He can't stop. hit after hit, until he drops. All right, gentle little Victor. Discard pile for that one. My poker terms. Oh man, I kind of miss playing poker. At one point, I was thinking of doing like a rock and roll. Oh, thank you, Joy. There, of doing a yeah. For a time, they broadcast like the World Series of Poker. This is probably like 15 years ago or something. I don't know who was covering it, and they had the cameras on the these little mini cameras on the players, and you could see what their down cards were and stuff. And I've been a poker player for years anyway, but like was more regular at doing it, a long time ago. And around the time they did that show and started broadcasting it, rather, I thought I should do like a rock and roll version of this, like a low key cable version of it, local cable version. And if you could have the little lipstick cameras, that'd be great, But just like the guys playing and just shooting the shit and whatever, and just dawned on me. Never did it. Up in the discard pile yet again of ideas and not cards. But I thought it'd just be really great. Of course, I also thought, I could run out of willing participants faster than, I'd like. Anyway, it's all coming back to me now. So this is another one. It's certainly not one of the newest ones, but it's not been recorded yet. This one was kind of earmarked early for the Injured Party's next recording, prior to everything going kablooey 2+ years ago. And I don't think I've played it for these acoustic online shows, but it's definitely back in the hopper here. And it's called Tornado Tourists. And that's a phrase I had not heard before. And then when I heard it, it just was so evocative, probably like they mentioned it on the Weather Channel or who knows. And, the people that follow all the storm trackers, not the actual storm trackers necessarily, but the followers of the storm trackers, I think is what it particularly means, but it could be the storm trackers too. But anyway, so here, let me shut up and play it. This is Tornado Tourists. They're cruising around in reinforced vans, checking the GPS and Doppler radar scans, blinking through binoculars at a Kansan sky, praying those funnel clouds come twisting by. Severe weather junkies who can't be satisfied by mere thunderstorms when lightning cracks the sky, patrolling the back roads for as long as it takes, kissing the ground in an F5's wake. Tornado tourists sniffing the wind like dogs in heat. They'll be back again. Sluice of atmospheric events. Why go again where they heretofore went? Next time Nebraska, they're already packed. There isn't a storm they haven't tracked. Tornado tourists sniffing the like dogs in heat, they'll be back again. Tornado tourists sniffing the wind, like dogs in heat, they'll be back again. Whew.
I keep waiting.
I get to show off my jazz bona fides in that one there by playing those super easy jazzy chords and a waltz beat on top of it there. So I put all my musical acumen into that one number right there. And I had to research my my weather terminology for that one as well. Yes, you can see I put a lot of heart and soul into this. The F5, I think that was the one thing that's like, what is an F5? You know, I heard them say it and I looked it up. It's like, oh, that's the badass one, right? You know, the one that you definitely don't want to encounter is the F5. So
you have to be prepared for questions at these shows.
Yes, exactly. And here I am. I'm answering everything on, you know, in advance here, like I expect there to even be anything. So wow. Well, what the hell? So everything looks good. You know, Mike P is quietly down in his zone here. Mike, how you feeling? You sounded great last time.
Well, thank you. So
that hockey in France, that's what that song is called, right?
Hockey Games in French.
Hockey Games in French. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
That's an old song, actually. It has a whole long story. Actually, it's the whole long story is on my No Second Rides album, which is kind of poorly recorded, but it has all the stories on it. But it was when I lived in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I am not going to tell you the whole story because that'll be that'll take us in the next hour. But
yeah, I was going to say it would be counterproductive, maybe. But yeah, I maybe have heard that one in the past, but if so, I forgot it, and it's just so beautiful, so evocative, and you got some nice comments about it here too.
You know, yeah, I'm not seeing the comments as I told you.
Oh well, they're there, yeah. So and I appreciated it too. It's very beautiful, very imagistic, and just in some ways, I mean, you're not a person I think is easy to pigeonhole. You do a lot of different things, but I associate you more with kind of a certain kind of mid-tempo kind of. How would I put it? Like a very singer-songwriter-y approach. How do I put it? It's like I associate you with a certain sound, and then that one, like Mike's doubling it down there. That's interesting. And that particular song seems kind of different for you, you know?
Yeah. I mean, somebody asked, well, what do you sound like? And
yeah, it's a good problem to have that you can't answer that question, right?
Yeah,
I mean, but it's just such the breadth to what you can do. So, I mean, I should just shut up. I'm obviously having a problem with that tonight and just let you play, but it was really, really great. And also we've got some Michiganders tuning in here too. So bring that vibe. All right. Let me do what I promised and knock it off here.
Okay. Well, I'm going to illustrate now. This is from the 2 songs from the new album, which is totally different from Hockey Games in French, and probably totally different than where I'm going next. We'll start with this one. We'll do 2 of them from off the new album. This one I've done and stopped doing and did it again, and a lot through the pandemic. But it's Halloween. So we got to do this closest thing I have to a Halloween song. It's called Dead Old Girlfriends, which my wife always enjoyed girlfriends best when they were dead. So I wrote this song kind of for her. Dead old girlfriend knocking at my door, knock, 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 knock. I got a dead old girlfriend knocking at my door, knock, 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 knock. Although she may be dead, it don't mean I don't love her no more. Got a message this morning, say my old baby's gone. Got a message this morning, say my old baby's gone. Well, I took her old suitcase, put it on the front lawn. I got a dead old girlfriend knocking at my door, knock, 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 knock. I got a dead old girlfriend knocking at my door, knock, 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 knock. Oh, she baby dead don't mean she don't love me no more. Well, I went to the platform looking for that train. Well, I went to the platform looking for that train. Everybody took the ride, let me hear again. I got a dead old girlfriend knocking at my door, knock, 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 knock. I got a dead old girlfriend knocking at my door, knock, 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 knock. Oh, she baby dead don't mean she don't love me no more. They say you killed her, Mike, loving you's too hard. Well, they say you killed her, Mike, loving you's too hard. You come on like the roses underneath their thorn. I got a dead old girlfriend knocking at my door, knock, 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 knock. I got a dead old girlfriend knocking at my door, knock, 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 knock. Oh, she baby dead don't mean she don't love me. Baby dead don't mean I don't love her. Baby dead don't mean she don't love me no more. So dead old girlfriend from what is this? Fast Mikey Blue Eyes, the latest release. People kind of like to knock knock sometimes. So if you come out to the show and we play this, make sure you knock knock. So we have our audience participation. But we got this one too. It's kind of a stolen melody, but it's been stolen so many times, it's probably part of the public domain right now. But this is my childhood song. In case you don't know me. My mama's name is Dolores. My daddy's name is Earl. We stay right up here, 2302. Got a big oil heater on our front room. Sometimes we were cold. He was always cool. 2302. 2302. Sometimes we were cold. We was always cool. My daddy, he had 2 jobs. My mama had one too. Used to smoke them Pall Mall cigarettes up in my room. Sometimes I bring a little girl home with me too. Think about all that trouble we could get into. 2302. 2302. There's some time we were cold. We was always two. Got a letter in my mailbox, my name on the bill. Sure wasn't heaven, damn sure wasn't hell. 2302. 2302. There's a time we were cold, we was always two. Yeah. 2302. Hey. 2302. There you go.
Sounding good, Mike. Well, in the interim, I ripped the fucking plug out the wall, turned off everything, plugged it back in, and it looks like the laptop is back on, so I can see all this stuff that's going on.
All right. Well, I don't see Larry anymore, though.
That slide mojo might have done it, brother.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
We'll take what we can get, right?
Yeah.
Now, I know I don't have to ask you this, Mike. Maybe Larry can chime in here, but I know you've been arrested. This is not, any besmirchment of your character, but I know you've been arrested. I've heard a couple stories. Can you confirm that you have been arrested, correct?
Well, yeah, I take the fifth. And that's probably what I got arrested for, but
nothing you did. There's statute of limitations, so you're good, right?
Yeah, I'd go to Florida again.
Excellent. I mean, this is Facebook Live, right? They monitor your FBI. I understand.
Yeah,
this is a song about an outlaw, and I myself have never been arrested. And
there's still time.
My two brothers successful. I like to call my brother Phil. Why can't you be like your brother Pecucci? Because he always did right, I always did wrong. But my brother was arrested in high school. Him and his punk buddies were drinking beer in a car and got pinched by the Howard Heights police, okay? So my brother was arrested. I was never arrested. I want that on the record.
Okay, that's there.
All right. Well, this is a song about someone who's been arrested quite a bit. And his kid's right there with him. You know what I mean? So this is called Horse to Hell. The son said, Mom, where's Dad gone? Mom said a place called Marion. Son said, Mom, what's he there for? Mom said, your daddy's always keeping score. We'll trip and we will fall. Mark the spot we fell. Then we'll ride a horse to hell. But Dad said, boy, I'm glad you're here with me. If there's one thing I want you to see, baby boy, there ain't nothing better than living out together. We'll trip and we will fall. Mark the spot we fell, and we'll ride a horse to hell. Dad said, boys, can we be gone? Mom said, I won't count the days you're gone. Dad said, boy, let's get home. Mom said, God damn it, like father, like son. Trip and we will fall. Trip and we will fall. Trip, we will fall. We'll ride that horse. Yeah, we'll ride that horse. Yeah, we'll ride the horse to hell. Oh, ain't that a sad little number? Okay, well, we're going to go, is that sublime? We're going to go from the sublime to the ridiculous. Let me check my notes here. I don't know if y'all know about the Gloucester cheese roll over in England. You know, they roll the cheese down the hill, and all these psychopathic people run at broken bones, bloody mess, and I was actually driving through with a friend of mine in England, and we drove by Cooper's Hill, and he said, oh yeah, the cheese roll. I'm like, what? And he explains the whole thing. You know, they roll the cheese, people go, they get beat up, all kinds of crazy shit. I'm like, well, you know, what do you win? And he goes, well, you get to keep the cheese. So anyway, last year, obviously the pandemic, there was no participants. But there was a secret sunrise cheese roll. They went there at the top of Cooper's Hill at sunrise and rolled the cheese down the hill with no one around. So, you know, that's sad, isn't it? But so this is my epic opus called The Lonely Cheese. Lonely cheese, it keeps on rolling. At sunrise, no one was around. At sunrise, no one was allowed. But the lonely cheese, it keeps on rolling. The lonely cheese keeps on rolling. The lonely cheese keeps on rolling. At sunrise, no one could get it. At sunrise, no one would let it. But the lonely cheese keeps on rolling. Come on, let me hear you. It keeps on rolling. Lonely cheese, it keeps on rolling. The lonely cheese keeps on rolling. I was going to say you asked for it, but nobody asked for it.
That was close, man. I was taking care of some problematic issues here at Shea Dean and enjoying the lonely cheese.
Oh, I forgot to mention too. The Gloucester cheese roll is back this year. It's back.
Well, of course it is.
You know who won? Who caught the cheese this year?
No.
Some little college student from North Carolina. She came all the way from North Carolina and beat all these crazy jocks and crazy dudes and captured the cheese. It might have been the first time an American did it. I'm not sure. But, she's not even some big burly woman. She's just a little girl. She captured the cheese. Unprecedented.
This is a euphemism we're talking about now, right, Mike? Capturing the cheese? Wink,
no,
wink.
it's actual cheese.
No, I think I've heard of this. And of course it would be an American that would have to come in and win the cheese. Of course, she was probably dying. This has probably been her dream for the longest time, was to go and partake in this thing.
She's in college. Like what, you're 5 years old and you dream of running down a hill and catching the cheese?
Time seems a little longer to you at that point, I think.
You know what? If this was her dream, she fucking realized it. Usually it's some big dude. They all look like soccer players. They're beating the shit out of each other. It's crazy. And okay, enough. Over to you, Larry.
You're bringing me into it here. I can imagine it. That song is fantastic. I put a note there. I mean, I think it's kind of like, that's it. There's no more songs need to be written after the lonely cheese,
In the band, we just all we do is the lonely cheese part and then just spaz out in between. That's going to be our new opening song.
I thought you were going to say that's all we do now. We only do that song now, like multiple iterations of it, right?
If it was up to me.
Yeah.
I'm part of the trio, you know what I'm saying?
That would be it.
I think it would be long cheese.
All right. Well, I will let you bask in your glory there. That was tremendous. And we'll see you in a bit. Wow. I mean, that was great. I mean, I don't think I can do it justice to, play anything else myself, but also just, it's like the best title ever. I'm perusing, the random albums, and I come across one where a song, The Lonely Cheese is on there. That's definitely an album that I'm going to be purchasing. I think, oh, no, that's happened multiple times. I was going to say, I think the last time that happened. No. That's happened to me multiple times. And that's the power of a title, right? Yeah. All right. My mind is going in many tangents now, which is definitely the territory that both of these gentlemen deal with. All these great lyrics and stuff just get me thinking. So I will focus instead on my last song for my third pass here, just a single song. And again, these are all newer numbers. This is a one that's been around for a little bit again. And I don't know if I've played it over the last couple years, but it's definitely going to be on this forthcoming yet untitled Injured Parties album. And if I have, it's probably a song that, or not probably, it's a song I would pull out in April because of tax time, because I do have a number of money songs. And this one's called Need Cash Now. It's the same old story, same old tired line. If only I had money, everything would be fine. So I'm pitching pennies at the bottom of a well, where no one can hear you crying for help. Need cash now, need cash fast, need enough money that's gonna last, that's gonna last. I used to have a job, or rather it had me, choking at the end of a very short leash, nose above water and wearing shoes of lead, inches away from being declared dead. Need cash now, need cash fast, need enough money that's gonna last. If I took every boss and laid them end to end, it would stretch from here to China, Chicago to Shenzhen. That's me in the factory. I work until I drop. I can't feel my hands even after I stop. Need cash now, need cash fast, need enough money that's gonna last. Need cash now, need cash when, need cash yesterday, and again 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 and again. Woo! Gimme money.
There we go.
Whew. All right.
All righty.
Need cash now. Who doesn't? In our particular situations, who doesn't need cash constantly?
All right.
All right. So, Mike, I will let you. I'll let you have your way with the camera and the tune, and see you for the final bow at the end.
Okay, we got another one coming.
Well, no, you get. This is it. So this is number 5, and then we'll all gather at the end and have a big ceremony.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A non-musical kind of a spiritual reckoning and awakening that we have at the very end.
We always count on it with my light here.
Well, that's inspired me. Yes, you're very angelic. Yes, yes. All right.
I'm dizzy with the whiskey, got shakes in the can. It's closing time, do the best that I Bad news on your doorstep, worse when I'm alone. Just when you start smiling, watch me on the phone. And I'm busy with the whiskey. I'm busy with the whiskey. It's closing time to the best that I can. Gather on the rig grill where they serve up some slop, playing live poker with the man with the mop, and I'm busy with the whiskey. Got fish in the can. It's low time to the best that I can. in the 13th down at the Methodist church with a woman with a big heart and a short, short skirt. She thinks she can save me. Well, I know that she can. If I was, good Lord, I'd be throwing up my hands, 'cause I'm sticky with whiskey. God takes in the can. It blows down to the best that I can. Well, I'm busy with the whiskey, got the shakes in the can. Made it blow the tide, do the best that I can.
All right.
There you go.
This is, I'm playing. Where are we at here?
He's frozen again.
No, there you go.
There he
Yeah. It's funny. I've seen both of these guys play a lot. You know what I mean? And with all seriousness, to know these wildly creative people, and then I'm still doing my stuff. But yeah, so God, I hate to close on such a downer. I was just looking through and see if I have any happy songs. I don't think so. But yeah, this song is so old. I mean, this is way back. I think it was originally about killing my boss or something. I don't know, but I never saved the paper that it's on, and we never made a recording or anything. So it just I have to write it all over again every time. So this will be today's version. I think we can all relate, though. When you just when you had enough in the voice, and then usually you just go out and drink, or I don't know, put your face in the pillow. But hopefully it doesn't come to this. But this is called The Hammer. The torch is the tank. You put a gun at the bank. And there's a little man that sits in the back of your head. He comes around, the hammer goes up. You gotta bring it down. The man commits a crime. It's hammer time. An angry man, he lives in the back of your head. He makes a sound when the hammer goes up. You gotta bring it down. But it's the only way in the USA. No justice, there's a new sheriff in town. He's in town, and the hammer goes up. The doctor said you weren't too tight. I said, Doc, I'm alright. There's just a little man in the back of my head, and his time is now. When the hammer goes up, you gotta bring it down. The hammer goes up, yeah, you gotta bring it down. When the hammer goes up, you gotta bring it down. Don't try this at home, kids.
Woo!
There you go.
Nicely done.
Talk about the FBI, right, Mike? They're coming after all of us now.
Wow, that was great. I remember that. You played that quite a bit, I think, right?
I don't know if we ever played it. I don't, it's one of those ones. It's like we should do that song, and then we never do it.
Oh well, it's incredible. Great, love it.
My brother's the band historian. He could tell you.
Yeah, let's see if he weighed. He hasn't weighed in a while. He probably passed out a little while ago.
Yeah, he goes out. They go to breweries. They like all the different breweries.
Oh.
And by the time I talk to him, his fucking head is back. And he said he might be in town. He might be in the city tomorrow, so maybe we'll do it all over again.
Well, thank you both for playing. And it's like interesting. Survived another kind of wonky, internet stuff here, but you know what? You pulled it out, man. And we had dueling mics down there at one point. I think you still had your phone on, and then you had the other one. Yeah. You were thinking backup, I think, right?
Yes. Yeah. And then I hear two voices. Yeah.
For a minute, I was perversely thinking I'm going to put both of them up and really freak people out, because then you get the latent delay, and then it'd probably be like the quintessential Pecucci performance, Pecucci versus Pecucci. Yeah.
They both lose.
Well, it worked out great. It worked out. So thank you for sticking with it. And I didn't have as much of a chance to comment to the folks that have been listening in real time. And Rose Kessel, who's a person I went to school with many a moon ago, has been listening in. She's said some really nice stuff. And Rebecca Scott here's first time listening. Very fun. That's nice.
That's the one I was telling you about.
Oh, okay, great. Well, you talked to her about what we discussed. Yeah. So if she thinks it's very fun, she's perfect for it. Yeah.
He's good.
So guys, anything that you wish to promote that you haven't mentioned in the meantime? And Mike, you promoted your new EP. Mike, it's co-Mike's here. Mike P, your new EP. Mike Felten, you're playing a lot. You have a lot of shows. Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere. I'll be at Nettle Horse School tomorrow at 8:00 in the morning, and I've been doing a thing for the Goodman Theater. I'm going to be. I wrote a story. I'm going to be reading that sometime in November.
Wow, I'm going to that.
So that's kind of cool. And,
it's definitely stuff to be talking about right now, Mike. Yeah.
Phyllis's, I'm there all the time. O's on Western Avenue. We're there about once a month. But every place in between, there's a place called Gin Alley that has. They started out having outdoor markets, but they're going indoors for the winter time, and we're going to play about 4 times there. So there's lots of new things we're doing, and I'm doing it as a single, a duo, and the full band. So, and February 11th is my birthday party, so I got to book you again. So I think you played them all, but
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're what's the best way on the internet, Mike? Is it MikeFelten.com?
Yeah, they'll get you everywhere.
Yeah. And Mike P, for you, is it Letterbomb's
Bandcamp, Facebook, all that crap. Nobody even cares. But hey, if you go to Bandcamp, Letterbomb, I think Letterbomb 1, it's all free. It's all free. Don't even donate. You know what I mean? It's like that Benny Hill thing. I got the job, £10 a week. Well, that's not much. That's all I could afford to pay. I'm trying to live my life like that.
That's very, very, very beautifully put there, Mike.
Very communist, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Hey, I love Letterbomb. I mean, your stuff comes across well in this, the songwriter format. I think the band stuff is excellent. both of you are like two of my favorite songwriters in the city and music people in the city. And I'm not just saying that because you both happen to be here right now.
Back at you, brother. Back at you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
We have some Larry O'Dean poetry books, probably in my my backdrop here. You know, right next to the Ron Chernoff grant. I hope you got pictures of that because everybody on MSNBC has this book on. So I had to buy it. It was $1. So I look smart, you know.
No change.
I don't know anything about grants and never will, but it paid $1. So it's
well, you're learning by osmosis. It's there, and it's
yeah. That's
well. I was almost going to say when you said, "Well, I'll be at Nettlehorse School, tomorrow morning," and I was going to say, are you going back to school, Mike? I didn't know.
Yeah, right.
I say Nettlehorse. That's a pretty good one to go to. Yeah.
Yeah. And if the weather holds, I'll be in Green City Market in Lincoln Park Wednesday. I canceled the last two, but talking about going back to school, we're kind of the hit with the preschoolers. They come. I have about 25 of them dancing and singing and screaming and kicking dirt on me. I don't know what that has to do, but I kind of feel like the Beatles. Sounds great.
You don't change your lyrics or anything for them, do you, Mike?
Sometimes I bite my tongue.
Yeah.
Give it to him straight. Give it to him straight.
Biting of the tongue is okay. You know, I've definitely had that happen to me before when I've been playing and then suddenly the youth center and I kind of think, oh, wait a minute, this is a salty number here. And I'll just kind of, gently, swallow, to choke back a little bit on certain. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. I don't think I've ever played in front of children in my life. I can't. I'm thinking back now.
I mean, the beauty of it is, even as I say that, because I think that's just my natural impulse, as much as this whole, oh boy, that could be opening a can of worms here, but we're winding down anyway. But, the whole kind of like wiggle worms, that end of the spectrum, it's like, kids, they'll like react to anything. You don't have to dumb the songs down for them or sing the cutesy songs for the kids. They'll react to anything. So maybe I don't want to use fuck in this song because there happens to be some young kids here. So I can change that, but other than that, they just, it's
about death.
It's disservice. It's doing a disservice to them to do that.
It's just my son. We never listen to kids' music. Nick. You know what, Nick? One of the first songs Nick really really latched onto? Sally Woolly Waddy Waddy by Hazel Atkins. I used to put that records on and he used to go nuts because he's going nuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what kids want to hear. They don't want to hear Rafi. They want to hear like absolute chaos because that's how their mind works. You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
Nick, he's not too warped, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. I remember again, and I promise I'm going to wrap this up, but I remember for my, speaking of the Chicago Poetry Center, at one point, and I might do this again in the future, I would do like a music themed, listen to music and write poems to the music. And then toward the end of the year, it would always come out, that I'm in a band, so they'd occasionally someone would raise their hand and be like, when can we hear your music? So at the end, I would always bring in something. And I don't do that consistently now. In fact, I haven't done it for a while, but I just so clearly remember once this one kid, and I don't remember, how his poems were or anything, but he was like listening to this song and he was just like totally rocking out to it, sitting in his seat and totally getting into it. And it wasn't so much the ego of it, like, wow, this kid loves my song. It's just like, it was totally clicking with him, and he just was total. And I'm like, that's the thing, don't overthink it at all. Just play it. Just play it. So,
kids like music. Kids don't need kids music. Kids
exactly.
need music.
Who needs kids music is the people playing it because that's their, and that's their thing, that's their shtick. That's what they found they're good at, or that's what they found that sustains them. But no, they don't need that. They just need music. Yeah. Exactly. You said it beautifully, Mike. Yeah. So, all right. Well, again, I think I say this every month. I'm just totally, yammering here. So what we need to do is wrap this up. Say officially good night for our watchers out there. We'll be back the third Friday next month. Thank you so much to Mike Pecucci, Mike Felten. Thank you
Thank you
so
both.
much for classing up the joint. And you guys hang tight. We're gonna go off the air officially, and then we're gonna pass, you know, our special test that we do after we're off the air. And thanks to everybody who tuned in. See you next month, everybody.